All right, let's dive right in. If you've ever used SketchUp for your architectural designs, you know exactly what I'm talking about, that massive headache of adding doors. Well, today we're going to look at a new generation of tools that completely flips the script, turning one of the most tedious tasks into something fast, precise, and, well, actually kind of fun.
Yeah, it's this classic architect's dilemma, isn't it? You'd think adding a door or a window would be simple. But in SketchUp, oh man, it's just step after tedious step, and you're just waiting for something to go wrong. And then, of course, the client asks for a change. That's when the real frustration begins. And look, it's not just you. SketchUp School absolutely hits the nail on the head here. It's a universal feeling. It's such a fundamental part of any building design, but for way too long, it has been anything but simple.
So let's just quickly remember the old way, right? You draw your wall geometry, you manually and painfully cut the opening, then you model the frame, you model the actual door, you group it all together, feeling pretty good about yourself. And then the client email comes in. Can we just move it 6 inches to the left? And boom, you're basically starting over, patching walls, recutting, and just killing all your creative momentum.
So, what do most of us do? Well, you've got two main options, and let's be honest, neither of them are great. You can dive into the 3D warehouse and pray you find the perfect model, which is awesome if you find it. But trying to edit it is a nightmare, and you still have to cut the wall opening yourself. The other option? You build it all from scratch. You get total creative control, but at a huge cost in time. It's a real trade-off.
But what if there was a third option? This is where extensions come in to save the day. And today, we're looking at one in particular that's aiming to completely revolutionize this workflow. We're talking about ML Doors, a tool that brings a whole new level of intelligence into SketchUp.
And that's really the core question this tool is trying to answer. What if your doors weren't just a bunch of dumb static geometry anymore? What if they were actually intelligent objects that understood the walls they were in, that were super easy to customize, and could even be animated? It's all about getting that BIM-like power, but inside the flexible, creative environment of SketchUp that we all know and love.
Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. How does this intelligent workflow actually operate? Let's break it down and see what makes it such a powerful alternative. It all starts with placement, and honestly, it's almost ridiculously simple. You just click to open the library, pick a door you like, hover your mouse over any wall, and click again. Done. That's it, the door's placed. And get this, for precise alignment, you can just tap the arrow keys to cycle through insertion points, so you can snap it perfectly to a corner or dead center of a wall. No measuring, no guides. So you're probably wondering, how does it just know where the wall is? Well, the magic behind it is called smart wall detection. Under the hood, it's using some really complex Boolean operations to automatically identify the wall geometry. It doesn't care if it's a group, a component, or even loose lines, and it cuts a perfectly clean opening for you. And remember that client change that used to ruin your day? Well, now you just grab the Move tool, click the door, and drag it along the wall. The opening just moves with it. It's incredible. Want another one? Just hold the Control key while you drag, and you make a copy. It mimics SketchUp's native behavior, so the learning curve is practically zero. Deleting a door is just as smart. Manually, you're left with this big, ugly hole in your wall that you have to patch. With this system, you hit delete, and the extension not only removes the door, but it intelligently patches the wall and restores the original material. Poof. It's like the door was never there. Now, this intelligence isn't limited to just a simple hinged door. The system is built to handle a whole range of stuff, from multi-leaf sliding doors to complex pocket doors that need to cut into the wall cavity. You can even create simple finished doorways. It's a really comprehensive system that's designed for real-world projects. So, we've covered the incredible efficiency, but what about creative freedom? This is where the workflow shifts from just being a time saver to being a genuine creative partner, all thanks to a really groundbreaking library system. The core idea here is a unified library system. It lets you save every single custom component you create and reuse it across any project you want. So this isn't just a collection of presets somebody else made, it becomes your personal collection of design assets. And the workflow for this couldn't be simpler. You just model a custom part using your standard SketchUp tools. Could be a piece of trim, a panel, an entire door. Then you just select it, click Add to Library, and it's immediately available to use everywhere. It's that easy. And you have total control. You can design the door leaf, the main door slab itself, in two ways. There's design mode, which lets you create simple slab doors or framed doors where you can customize all the rails and styles and even load custom panels. Or you can switch to library mode, and this is the cool part. You can use any SketchUp model you've ever made as a custom leaf. And of course, once you build the perfect door, you can save the whole thing as a preset for one-click placement later. And maybe the best part of all this is that you're never just guessing what the result will look like. The dialog has this interactive, real-time 3D preview. As you change dimensions, swap out panels, or adjust the trim, you see it update instantly. You can orbit around it, pan, zoom. You inspect every detail before placing it in your model. What you see is what you get. Next up, let's look at a feature that really elevates your design presentations: animation. We'll also see how this intelligent system stacks up against some of the other popular methods out there. Now, this isn't just a simple open/close toggle. It's a professional animation system. The movement uses a really smooth easing function for realistic acceleration and deceleration, running at a clean 24 frames per second. The door's open or closed state is actually saved with your model. It fully supports undo and redo, and you can even click the door in the 3D preview to see the animation live. When you put it side by side with other solutions, the advantages become crystal clear. Now, an extension like Flex Tools is powerful, for sure, but it has a more basic animation system, and it doesn't offer that automatic wall patching when you delete something. And crucially, that ability to add any SketchUp model as a custom leaf and see it in a real-time interactive preview, well, that's a really unique and powerful combination. So what this all points to is something bigger. This isn't just about a faster way to add doors. It really represents a fundamental shift in how we can approach modeling in SketchUp, moving away from all that manual labor and towards truly intelligent design. And if you need a number to quantify that shift, here it is. The developers estimate this automated workflow can reduce the time you spend on placing and modifying architectural doors by up to 85%. 85. That is a massive saving that frees you up to focus on what actually matters, the design itself. So, what is the big transformation here? It really comes down to three things: the unbelievable speed of automating all that tedious work, the precision of getting professional woodworking quality results every single time, and the customization that gives you complete artistic freedom without all the technical headaches. And this really brings us to a final thought. When the tools we use become this smart, when they automate the repetitive tasks and actually enhance our creative capabilities, it really begs the question: what new architectural ideas, what new details, and what new possibilities does that intelligence unlock for you?